Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a commission for Frecher. It is Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day and a couple of cameos and other things like Diddy Kong Racing and stuff like that. It's funny that I'm making this guy right after I made Gwimbly because as I was working on him, I couldn't help but think of a quote from that episode, like, "That's R.I.P. to sit on and do nothing with for years and years," which is kind of exactly what happened when Microsoft bought Rare, and then we didn't get anything from that. We got a re-release of all the Rare games for the Xbox 360, which I think included Conker's Bad Fur Day, and that was it. They didn't make any new games with any of their mascots. I think they made a Banjo-Kazooie, but again, I don't even remember that being in the past 2 or 3 console generations. It's kind of depressing. I don't think that Conker fully captures what Gwimbly is, because Gwimbly was supposed to be a huge part of everyone's childhood, with a multi-game franchise and everything like that. Well, Conker is really only famous for one game, and since that game was M-rated, it's hardly going to be part of our childhoods. It's going to be part of our late teens. That's just kind of... Yeah, it's just... I don't know. I feel like this has some of that Gwimbly energy, but it's not 100% a Gwimbly XP. It's not a perfect match for Gwimbly. I think Spyro or Jak and Daxter, or maybe Ratchet and Clank would be better examples of what Gwimbly is. Well, at least Ratchet and Clank got a movie, Sly Cooper. Yeah, Sly Cooper would be a great Gwimbly. Alright, but I digress. We are making Conker in the 4-inch scale this time, so my long-remembered viewers might remember that I made Conker out of a Jazzwares figure once, but this time we're making him out of a, Jax figure, one of the 4-inch ones. So it is Tails, and I 3D printed a Conker head. It's the same model, I just resized it for 4-inch scale. So first came the dismantling and the modification. For Tails, from Tails' body, I would use, the body, one of the 2 tails, and the shoes. I tried 3D printing Conker's shoes like I did last time, but I don't know, they came out looking terrible, and then on top of that, the ball joints for the ankles would never fit in them, so I figured, instead of printing the official model shoes, I'm just going to use Tails' actual shoes and modify them to look like the concept art that I was sent. So we're going to go with that. You'll see that in a bit. I wanted to start with the body first, because it is physically what I started sculpting first. Making his little Conker hoodie. It has the hood on the back, which you wonder, is that thing really able to stretch over his head? Because, cartoon character. The hands are modified, meaning he does have 5 fingers, but hey, he has a holding thing hand, so if you have little miniature beer bottles or a mallet or something to stick in there, or a frying pan, because that was his primary weapon in the game, then there you go. Then the tail. Turning a foxtail into a squirrel tail isn't that hard, but it's a little bit more complicated than you'd think. First, I had to sculpt on the base of the tail to cover the scarring from having the second one removed, and sculpting the tip so that it curls a little bit more outwards and getting rid of the shaggy triple tip that the tail originally has. And I thought this was all I would need to do, so I painted it, when I realized that the sculpt line for Tails' 2-tone color scheme was way too deep. It was obvious, so I had to sculpt over the entire thing. Which actually did help in making it look a little bit more floofy. And it's a good thing this is on a rotating peg joint on the back of the body, because this thing is so heavy the figure will never be able to stand without this thing touching the ground. But yeah, that is the tail. And the shoes, I found out that I could cut off, well, if you're looking at the picture, that much of Tails' sock cuffs. You can remove quite a bit of the sock cuff, without compromising the ball joints underneath. But I did have to leave a little bit of it on there to make sure that the ball actually had something to grip on. Then I sculpted around them to make them rounder and added the shoelaces and the little tongue that, is behind the shoelaces. And then we had Conker shoes, quick little paint job away. Blue with yellow tips, white soles, that kind of thing. And, the head, it's the 3D printed model, so, this part just needed to be painted. It's funny, when you look at this face, can you really remember the foul-mouthed alcoholic squirrel that we had that adventure with? Do you remember climbing the mountain of feces or swimming through the sewage system for a reward of a mere $10? Or how he fought zombies with a shotgun after running his vampiric ancestor through a meat grinder? Ah, good times, good times. Anyway, that is Conker, the deceptively innocent-looking little squirrel boy. And I wonder if anyone's ever gonna ask me to make a Barry figure, because female characters are kind of my wheelhouse. I sort of love doing that kind of thing. Although it would have some bittersweet notes because Barry got killed off at the end of the game. Sorry, spoilers, but it came out such a long time ago. And I don't know, Conker had such a downer ending. I always kind of hoped that there would be a sequel, to set things straight, but since one never materialized, Conker is left, king of the world, but, with the love of his life dead, and he has nothing to show for it. He hates all the people he rules over. The only person he actually liked is gone, and that was it. That was Conker's last story, his only story. Man, Conker's story, in terms of depressing stories, Conker really is up there with Gwimbly. Maybe we can put him in the next Smash Bros. Make us feel a little bit better. Anyway, thank you all for watching the video. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off and cursing my computer for freezing right before I recorded the ending stinger. Anyway, Sonic, take us out like we always do.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic the Hedgehog. Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001. Because between you and me, they're way past cool.